Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and TrackRacer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Hello and welcome to the ARCA Sparks iRacing League tonight. We're at round 5, Rockingham Speedway. I'm Big Al, joined in the booth by none other than Mr. James Watson, who's going to be our driving commentator tonight. James, what's up, bud?
Oh, going good, Big Al. Cannot wait for this one. This is one of my all-time favorite tracks. I absolutely adore this place. There's just nothing like it. It's so unique in every sense of the word. The corners are different, the straightaways are different, the lines are seriously different. This place never fails to put on a good show, and if you can get a good result here, it means a lot because you've earned it.
Yeah, indeed. This track is not going to give anything away tonight except for maybe a little headache. Looking at this configuration, almost a mile, just 0.97 in Rockingham, North Carolina. You get 4 sets of tires, 150 laps with 75% fuel. Air temperature is going to be 78 degrees. Track temperature is going to be 119. Wind slightly out of the north at 2 miles an hour. Let's roll right into the track facts. Tonight, tire management is going to be everything. Hey, look, there might be cautions, there might not, but you're going to have to manage your tires no matter what because you don't have a lot of sets behind the wall. Next thing, you want to diamond the corners. You don't want to turn at this place. You want to kind of try to stay off the edges and kind of round the edges a little bit, if that makes any sense. That's going to be key to saving tires. And last but not least, you got to stay ahead of track transition. This track is one of those tracks that's always going to be changing. And you have to be ahead of the car, because if you're not, you're going to watch the tail end past the front end. Those are the keys to the race. James, you pumped up? You fired up?
Oh, yeah. I had this one circled on the calendar, so hopefully I can do a couple better than from what we saw last week.
Yeah, well, good luck to you, man. We're going to be here rooting you on the whole way. And let's take a look at our point standings right here. Matty Raymond is going to be sitting up in the first position. He's got Vincent Crow in second. Third place is Paul Olson. Fourth place is Matty Sisna. Fifth place, Jeff Engler. Kenny Powell is in sixth. Seventh place shows James Watson. Eighth place, Chris Severa. Greg Wachinski in ninth. And Sebastian Mansionen rounds out those top 10 in our points. I was looking here, running through the board. A lot of those guys that are in those points right there are actually down there running around tonight. Coincidence? I think not. Warm-ups done. Put them in the books. Now it's time to do what counts. Drivers going to be qualifying. And we're going to be sitting up here at the catbird seat waiting and hoping that we get more than just, There's going to be some excitement down there tonight. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So, James, what was it like getting ready for this track here?
Well, it takes a lot, because not only do you have to figure out, qualifying speed, but you also have to figure out race speed, because the line you're going to be running for pure speed, you're basically going to be ripping the top. So it's basically just like Kansas, but a bit difficult in all facets. You're going to be up towards the top, trying to take as much momentum as you can off of the corners, and just hoping and praying. But during the race, you're going to be, like you said, kind of diamonding a little more. So you've got to just be conscientious of your steering input, and that's going to help you on your tire saving.
How many laps you think you got in there just getting ready for this thing?
Hard to tell. I don't keep track.
All right, there you heard it from the pro himself. Mr. James Watson, keys to the race card from the race car itself. Technical difficulties here.
Yeah, tonight's qualifying session is a bit interesting, because typically I've always treated Rockingham as a first lap session, because of how awful it is tire wear. I always felt like at most cars, by the time you get to lap 2, you've already ripped up so much grip off of it that you're not going to get any better on lap 2. But because of how loose this car is, you actually get a lot more on that second lap, just because you have the rear under control a little bit more.
So it's almost like one of those loose is fast type conditions.
Absolutely, which is a bit unique, because I'm not used to cars being loose around here. Typically, the right front takes a beating, but the way this thing is tuned, you're having to wheel it a lot more, which is unique, and for me, way more preferable.
Yeah, totally tracking on that. So,
oh no, Kenny, down at the bottom of Thunder Alley.
probably couldn't have happened at a better time. Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and speculate that you're going to see a lot of that tonight. You're going to see a lot of loose off conditions and a lot of one-offs, a lot of loose off, one-off conditions here tonight. You're going to see a lot of drivers self-spin. You're going to see a lot of cars get torn up. Those are my predictions here tonight.
And it's also going to be a lot more common when you're side by side, because even if the car is tight as heck, if you're side by side with someone, you're going to get loose. It's like the phenomenon you deal with at Dover trying to go side by side, and jumping off of the banking, both cars kind of get light and out of control. It's like that, but about 10 times worse here, especially off of turn 2. You shoot right up to the wall, so it takes a lot to keep it out of the side of the other car. So you might see a lot of guys spin while side by side going for a move.
Oh, wow. So we have the probability of guys spinning, especially while passing, as James is actually giving us a whirl around the racetrack here. Thank you, James, very much for just helping us out all the way around here tonight. Qualifying coming to an end. Let's go ahead and step away, get our legs stretched, and we'll be back with tonight's lineup. And we are back, getting ready to kick it off here. Got our lineup. These guys are getting ready, and I think they mean business. Let's go ahead and run it through here. On the pole, none other than Ruben Phelps in the 6 car. He's got James Watson, my main man.
Oh, not that
on the
fraud.
outside. Yeah, he's more than a fraud. Hey, he is on the outside. Then you got Matty Cisna. He's going to have Scott Schroeder hanging out on his outside. 5th place shows Jeff Engler with Sebastian Manchinden in 6th. 7th place is going to be Kenny Powell. He's going to have Matty Raymond in 8th place. Then you're going to have Greg Wachinski and Paul Olsen running out the top 10. And there it is, man. We got ourselves a race getting ready to kick off. Man, super excited about this one. This is going to be a big deal for us. Now, the key is in how many cars we can actually get to finish this thing. I know how many we've got.
Yeah, hopefully with a bit of a smaller field, it'll be a little more... we'll be able to be a bit more safe. But there is no such thing as safe when it comes to Rockingham Speedway.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I agree with you there. There's no one going to be safe tonight. And like I said, a lot of this tonight is going to seem like it's self-induced because, that's what you get here. We are lined up, lights off on the pace car, getting ready to kick this thing. Pace car is going to be off and away. James, take us from the flag, front row perspective.
Yes, sir. We're getting to the restart zone, and we're going. Now, Ruben and I are going to be side by side here, going through 1 and 2. It's going to be difficult. This car is going to be super loose as we're getting close, side by side. And there we go. I'm about to clear, but Ruben's keeping it to the inside. I'm going to have the momentum, and we're going to be side by side coming to the end of lap 1.
There it is right there, the best perspective you're ever going to get. A drag race to the front now. James, Which is the dominant position there? What's the position you want to be? Do you want to be on the top there?
Well, I think general convention, you want to be up at the top. Oh boy, woo! You want to be up towards the top. Me, I always tend to want to be at the bottom here. You know, I like to spend a lot of time on the inside to try to save tire. So I'm just gonna, you know, wrap the yellow line and just chill for a bit. And just try to stretch these things as long as I can get them.
All right. Man, great perspective there. Riding along with James Watson as he is chasing Ruben Phelps. A lot of action at the front. Towards the back seems to be kind of chilled out, kind of stretched out. Definitely looks like the guys up front are on a different meal plan than the guys in the back. And that could prove to be problematic. As we got Matty Sisson now, he's going to be making his move up into third place. And now he joins the hunt, trying to chase down Ruben Phelps. James Watson going to go ahead and slide back, going to relinquish a couple spots there as he gets ready to try to find his race pace. And I think that's going to... Yep, exactly. I think that's it. We got 150 laps here. Tire management is going to be key. So when you do see guys that are actually running around and kind of falling back, these guys have to find that race rhythm. You got to find that one speed where the car works for you that you're going to be able to maintain, because we're trying to run this thing. We're trying to run the gas out of this thing, not the tires off of it.
Absolutely, and especially here, you know, once again, I say it once, I say it probably once every time was, whoa, big wiggle for Scott Schroeder there. I always say, you know, overcut is overpowered on iRacing. So, to me, the longer I can stretch these tires, the better position I'll be. Because with how ridiculous tire wear is at this place, if I'm able to be at fresher tires longer over those that pit earlier, my time will average out to be much better, provided I don't lose much time staying out. But
you gotta keep your eyes on the road, little buddy.
I'm all right.
You got Matty Raymond coming up behind you.
Yeah, I'm just vibing.
Should have continued vibing and surviving, staying alive. It's almost like we're gonna
staying alive. Which is a very fitting song to sing here at Rockingham, let me tell you.
Yeah, it just is, isn't it? It's all about staying alive.
Yeah, this is one of those old-fashioned race the racetrack tracks, you know, with the tire wear, and this place is bumpy, and I mean bumpy. So even if you think you're all right, you catch a bump wrong, you get on it a little too hard. As we saw in practice, you're going to go around. You know, you can't relax at a track like this. It's just like Darlington, in some ways easier, in some ways harder. So, you know, you really just got to be on the top of your game and just be focused and be patient.
Yeah, there's literally no break for the driver when you're running these cars around this track, and that's the key. You're going to have to stay in it, because if you got a shot to win it, you just got to stay in it. I was actually talking to Paul Olsen before this thing started, and Paul was like, man, I didn't realize I was in fourth place in the points. I'm like, yeah, because you kind of finish very good a lot of times. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're consistent. And that's the key, baby, because if it's 10 cars that start this thing, 4 cars wreck out, or just, you know, next thing you know, Paul's still finishing in 5th place, you know, 4th place. He's doing pretty good. And that's what wins championships, consistency.
Yep. Just like the great Rick Mears said, to finish first you must finish.
Yep. An open wheeler there, Mr. Mears. One of those guys I grew up with.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's awesome. But man, getting it down on the racetrack is Ruben Phelps. He now has just a little bit of company there for Matty Cisna, because Cisna himself was actually being pushed by Scott Schroeder. Schroeder just doesn't seem to be content there with third place. Definitely see this guy wanting to get up in the mix tonight. Seems to have brought a car to do it. So I think he's going to be trying to get up there and throw his. I think he's going to be trying to win this thing.
Yeah, Cisna, he doesn't want to hang out in second any longer. He's starting to really get aggressive behind that 06 car. You saw him peek the nose out a little bit entering turn 1.
Yeah, indeed. It's the chase is on right now. Because I don't think these guys are vibing. I honestly think that in this particular scenario, I do believe the 6 is definitely trying to pass the leader. A lot of action going on here. So I'm watching it. Greg Wachinski actually has the fastest lap overall, and he did just have the fastest last lap as well. The two not being the same. Watching the fall off here, his fastest lap was a 24.072. Last time by 24.357. So for my analytic brain, that's telling me that that's pretty good fall off. That's average.
Yeah, so far we're about, because Rubens just did a 4, which is a couple tenths off of his pole lap, so definitely a little bit a fall off, but I'm not feeling anything too obscene so far. Even though we're pretty far into this run, we're just about we're getting near the halfway point of this fuel stint, so probably another 15 laps or so, then everyone's conservation efforts are really going to be highlighted.
So I guess the question is, you guys going to try to make 50, which means you could possibly one stop this thing, or are you going to be forced to make 2 stops regardless?
Well, we would have to get to lap 75 to do one stop, and there's absolutely no way that you're gonna.
Never mind. I was doing the wrong math. Sorry. Hey, I'm with you guys. I just, for whatever reason, I thought 100, but there you're right, 150 laps. So
stops. It'll definitely 2 stops. So the question is, when do you want to make those 2 stops? There goes Cisna. He's got the line around Phelps going into turn 1. Phelps is going to overdrive it, try to do a little bit of a slide job, and he'll clear him and take the lead back.
Yeah, but Phelps is going to be right there.
Ooh.
Now he's going to be trying to get back and extend his legs a little bit, but Cisna's not going anywhere. Matty Cisna right now, he is still directly on the charge. Like I said, he is not interested in trailing. He is interested in leading, and I don't think he is going to give up until he does just that, which is great news.
Schroeder got super close to the wall off of turn 2.
Which is great news for the rest of the pack, because as long as these two were tied up, that meant it wasn't going to be too much. But we see Schrader slipping back just a little bit. I think he actually kind of maybe lost a lot of momentum when his car sidestepped on him.
Yeah, able to get a good run and make the move and back up into P3 here. Still just vibing.
No, I think Ruben Phelps at this point, I think when Cisna got up there and tapped on the door, I mean, that was enough for him to say, okay, no more of that. So he is going to step his legs out just a little bit. And you can already see that taking place.
Yeah, I think enough time has passed in this run to where he can feel like he's saved enough at the top end to where he can start to push just a bit more.
Running off into the sunset right now. We're watching the 83 battling the 5, Greg Wachinski. He's just laying back, being patient. Greg's had some hard luck in this particular series, along with Kenny Powell. So these guys are definitely going to be wanting to get a finish here tonight. Matty Raymond not so much. So I think he's fared pretty good overall.
Yeah, 3 wins, nice lead in the points. He too is just vibing.
Hey, you said it, not me. But yeah, I think he's just doing that. I think he's sitting back, just kind of chilling. But it is kind of racy where he's at.
And looks like he's going to start racing himself, looking to the inside of that 24 car. Kenny goes high, and Raymond able to complete the pass pretty easily on the inside.
Yeah, it looks like Greg Wachinski kind of wants to follow suit. He doesn't seem to be interested in following Kenny tonight either. Now he looks down on the inside of his G&G teammate. Comes back in. Kenny dives low. Kenny going to do his best to keep him at bay, but Wachinski is definitely marching. That's where the next pass is going to be. Unless it happens here first. Got a little bit of action going on here. Here comes Matty Raymond. Literally making easy work now. Comes around Scott Schroeder, and just like that, Matty Raymond runs up the 4th spot. Not going to be able to let it go just yet. Sebastian Manchin is going to be trying to get on his coattail. Kenny Powell gets into the back of Schroeder. Schroeder steps out again, but claims it, keeps it straight. Now he's got to fight off Wachinski. Wachinski had passed Powell, but now Powell's back on the charge. Wachinski coming underneath the 74. He is going to try to do his best to take advantage of the slot, and I think he's going to get the pass made. Oh, no. Wachinski checks up just a little bit, caused a ripple between the fray there between the 24 Powell and the 74 Schroeder. I think this part is kind of settled right now. Looks like Wachinski is going to get the drive off, get the lead. Powell also getting around the 74 car, who seems to be on his way the wrong direction. 74 Schroeder kind of made a little bit of contact with the wall, and that car's been loose ever since. I don't know if one has anything to do with the other, but Greg Wachinski now making his move on the inside of the 40 of Sebastian Manchin. Manchin knows that he's there, not too happy about the pass, but I don't think there's anything going to be able to do about it. He fights back. Wachinski goes a little flat. Now he's got to deal with his own teammate, the 24. Kenny carrying the momentum around the outside. Greg's not done yet. He's going to dig back in. Might be done with the idea of getting by Sebastian, but I don't think he's done with the idea of battling Schroeder, because Schroeder, just like that, back into it. He has now got his sights set on the position that he wants. Wachinski once again coming down on the inside of Kenny Powell, trying to make it stick right now. So he comes high.
Yeah, I don't think the Schroeder's issue is the wall contact. You know, because the contact he made, it was very light. The composite bodies on these cars are pretty robust, so you can take a hit like that and have it not be anything. But it's definitely the tires. He was pretty quick in the early laps of the race and made a lot of moves, so I think that might be a lot of what his problem is right now.
Speaking of making moves, Kenny Powell actually got by the 5 with Wachinski now. That's going to put Kenny right back up into 6th spot. And he is now closing the door on Sebastian Manchin. And Wachinski and Powell both diving to the inside. Powell's going to push him up against the wall. Wachinski's right there to the inside. It's getting really tight. That's about as close as you're going to get to 3 wide at Rockingham.
And we got a pass for P2 as well.
Ooh. I looked away just for a second. Sebastian Manson, and now coming right off the wall is going to lose 2 spots just like that. And yeah, you're right. Matty Cisna loses his second place spot to James Watson. I guess Watson's now doing a little bit more driving than bobbing. Or could it be just what we talked about? I think Matty could have burned him up. You know, we're getting down to about 10 laps within here to the pit window. I mean, that's what I heard from you, right? What are you looking at? When are you planning on coming in? Inquiring minds want to know. Nobody watches the broadcast. I mean, none of the drivers do.
Well, my original plan right now is to look to run it to the end of the fuel tank. But I'm basing that off of when everyone else around me is gonna pit. You know, if like Ruben pits around lap 51 or so, I'm definitely gonna go a bit longer, try to open up that overcut. If he stays out longer, I may pit with him or a lap or two after, because the overcut is only really useful when you have at least around 10 laps or so. Anything less than that, and the tire offset isn't that much to really help you gain back what you'd be losing at the beginning of the strategy from them being on those fresher tires early. So if they decide to go long, then I'll have to adjust my plans. But so far right now, I'm gonna basically focus on running the tank and seeing where we're at after.
Looks like Jeff Engler has already decided that he was going to bring it down pit road. Now, and that should be our first official green flag pit stop right there, because I think we should count it. I think we're going to say that we're close to the window. At least he was in the window. But man, while we were away, a lot of action was taking place back there between the 6 car and the 5 car and the 24. Now that action seems to be between the 5 and the 24. As we're watching Cisna fall farther and farther back. So I think he's checking his turkey right now. I think it's about done. Right? I think he cooked his turkey.
Yeah, and it makes sense. We saw him in the midpoint of that stint, working really hard trying to get by Phelps. So you know he ripped out some pretty big chunks of those general tires there, trying to get the lead back.
Yeah, indeed. But slowly, just like that, it appears that you have the leader in sight. James Watson slowly closing in. James with the fastest lap last time, some 0.3 of a second faster than a leader. Oh, in the 74 Schroeder, he's definitely made hard contact with the wall. I will guarantee you that one's going to affect the handling of his car. If the last one didn't, that one will.
Yeah, it looks like
pit road now.
Yep, immediately. So you hope he doesn't have a meatball, and this is just oh boy, I need some tires ASAP call.
No. He needs a doctor. That contact. He's not displaying a meatball, but yeah, it knocked the wind out of him. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that hard of a hit. Maybe I just saw stuff. Can we look at it again? Now we got the 74 Schroeder down on pit road, and the 45 of Paul Osen is down on pit road. So making almost the 50 laps in this thing. Here he is.
Yeah.
Take a look and see what happened here. Comes in, just gets a little squirrely. Right about in a little.
Ooh, yeah, that's significant.
Not as hard as I thought it was, but he did get a pretty good glancing blow off of there. But looks like he's going to be okay because he is back out on the racetrack making his moves around 83 Matty Raymond, trying to get his lap back. That little pit stop cost him 2. But just like that, he's the new kid on the block. Watching the battle right now where 6 of Phelps has his hands full. There's none other than our James Watson is now dialed up. This battle is going to be for the lead. Watson has been all over Phelps for the last couple of laps, slowly bringing him in. Here comes Watson to the inside. At this state, I don't think Phelps is going to be able to defend the position as Watson's still right there. It's going to push him up the track. Going to make that pass. Just here in a little bit. Not quite yet. Phelps not giving it up, not relinquishing it. It's going to hold on. It's going to fight. Here comes Watson. Classic Ford versus Chevy. That Ford now dinging down on the inside. Phelps giving everything that he has side by side, swapping paint. Phelps not giving up. Watson not backing down. Still side by side. One of the best battles we've seen thus far. Still not just enough to get it done, but he's not going away. Now he regroups. He comes back in on the inside again. Going to mount his next attack. Phelps able to thwart the attack the first time. Is he going to have enough in the tank to keep this one done? These drivers are not driving like they're planning on pitting anytime soon. They're pitting like they're racing like it's the last lap of this thing, and you got to love every second of it because, I mean, here they are. They're turning some fast laps, and they got 55-plus laps on their tires. So you guys are definitely telling us a lot of it. Watson still having his hands full. This pass not going away or being completed anytime soon.
Yeah, this is epic. He's really able to keep the momentum up on the outside pretty high, but it seemed like he was struggling a bit through 3 and 4, so if I'm going to pull it off, it's going to be through here, and he's just going to keep his nose there. Oh, boy, oh.
Oh, Watson sideways, starting to step out on him just a little bit. It's solid. That's going to bring him back.
Ah, crap.
Solid down. That's going to say. That's going to hurt. That almost was identical to the crash that Watson had right at the end of practice. Yeah, he's going to be able to get that one dialed back in, but it's definitely going to cost him a lot. Watson lucky to stay on the lead lap after this one. So
yeah.
I'm lucky not here.
Really don't understand how that wasn't a caution there.
Or you were slip sliding away. Another good song that will fit here. Now we got the 40 Sebastian Mansion, and he is coming down, but right there. Once he steps out on you and just brushed that wall. Couldn't have been closer. I think right there, buddy. God was with you. 40 car Sebastian Mansion, and he is making his green flag pit stop. We're slowly ticking the field down. Now we got 5 cars that haven't pit and 5 cars that have. How about that? Here comes the 6 of Ruben Phelps. A leader is on pit road. That's going to help you, James. That's going to help you stay on the lead lap. I think James Mike went silent just for a little while. Got the 5. That's Greg Wachinski. He is down for his scheduled pit stop. So that's showing us right now 61 laps is what we were dealing with. That's pretty good. So guys probably be able to make that on 3 stops. That's going to be the key. Watson 39. He is coming down pit road. The business on pit road's been the same. So Jeff Engler, he had a little bit longer time, 15 seconds plus the leader. Ruben had 14.5 seconds, which is actually a long stop. So not sure what was going on with our leader as he spent a little bit longer down on pit road as anyone else has. 24 car Kenny Powell, he is on pit road now. Matty Cisna is the only car right now that is not yet yielded on the pit. He is our leader. He's going to pick up those bonus points for leading. He definitely wants to take that because he is the leader on the board, right?
Oh, and he goes around. Oh, that he's able to corral it, but that could have been very bad for Cisna. This is not an easy pit road entry.
Definitely what we would consider a wild pony. He took a wild pony ride. James, how you doing, bud? You're back out there running. Had a little bit of time to settle down, get your nerves back. What happened right there?
Well, I wasn't really being given a whole lot of room, so I was having to really kind of slow up the corner to avoid getting into him, and just kind of the rear kind of kicked out, trying to keep it down. And yeah, with how loose this car is, it wasn't easy trying to re-corral it. So it's really hoping that a caution would come out, but you know, what can you do with iRacing cautions?
Yep, definitely did not work out in your favor, but thank goodness you didn't have any damage, just lost some positions. And I don't know, man, Timmy was still hanging out around the flag stand, so we don't feel comfortable enough to just release him and let him go down and get a corn dog, but he can come down. Now, he's still up in the booth, so yeah. We don't know about the cautions because it'd be iffy. Watching the 6 of Phelps back on the raceway. He just is passing Matty Raymond. Phelps now becomes your leader again. Raymond's just kind of going to sit back and lay it out. Raymond has 13 laps on his tires. Schroeder's behind him with 18, and then you got Engler with 23. So somewhere in the beginning right there, you got these guys that are on older tires that are slowly going to be caught by guys on fresher tires, and that's going to be the story right now because it is a pretty big difference. Definitely 2 different pit strategies.
Yeah, the difference in pace is really going to be something, you know, having all parties having to really figure out those differences and trying to make sure that the moves are done in a safe manner. Otherwise, that could be the caution.
Indeed. Paul Olsen becoming our first driver to officially go a lap down. As we've we've completely cycled through our green flag pit stops. Now we're going to run again until it's time to stop one more time. Back at it. It seems like the track does. It's really, oh yeah, that's right. You got TWRS setups right there. Use the code WattSpin39 for 10% off at checkout. That's WattSpin39 for 10% off at checkout. Tell you what, we're going to take a step away, get a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
And we are back with continued coverage of the 131 Network right here at beautiful Rockingham. 150 laps on the board. 85 of those complete, 65 of those left to go, or 86 complete, 65 left to go. Oceans definitely looks like he's out there tonight. He's going to be running for points, baby. Everything's kind of flattened out a lot a bit, John, since James, since you made friends with Mr. Phelps.
Yeah, that's the thing about Rockingham. Races around here tend to get pretty spread out. You know, short track races go one of two ways. They're either caution-filled dumpster fires or spread out, you know, saving tire, trying to keep the car underneath you, and a lot of spread out racing and guys just kind of keeping their own and trying to stretch it as long as they can.
Yeah, indeed. Right now, it seems like everyone is in that conservation stage of the race because, I mean, conserve tires, that was the key. A lot of drivers actually got to experience what it was like to run under normal or less than favorable tire wear conditions. Watching the 74, he is still struggling. Yeah, it's like every time I look at this, the 74 tonight, he's either drifting or trailing or something. He's having a hard time keeping that thing straight. Along with him right there on the back of the 74. Scott's been wanting to do everything he can to keep that thing pointed right there. So because, I mean, honestly, he is jeopardy, in grave danger of going a lap down. Him and the 24 Powell. These guys are going to be wanting help in any way that they can get it, actually. I think everybody down there wants a caution.
Yeah, but with the field we have and with how everyone's spread out, plus I never get cautions when I need them specifically, so yeah, we're guaranteed to go green to the end here.
Yeah, this is going to be all about tire management and fuel conservation. Kenny Powell now coming up on the 74. He'll swap places with him. Now Kenny will be running for his life. At least he'll be in that lucky dog spot. He's got to make that pass first. And this right here could be your caution. 74 comes down. Oh, see, I couldn't even make it exciting. I tried. I'm sorry. Pretty easy pass right there. I was expecting a little bit more. But I think these guys are just there in conservation mode as well. But Powell definitely going to be trying to get as much distance between himself and the leader as possible, because that's just one less thing you want to worry about. You know, just having to make a lap back up.
Absolutely.
Well, James, you've actually done pretty good. You've recovered. And remember, man, we still got green flag pit stops that aren't guaranteed, because we saw that it was pretty eventful, that last set of pit stops. I mean, not everybody made it down clean. A lot of guys kind of were clinching and quenching to different places, different ways. Paulie just had a little scare. He's been coming down, letting a lot of guys pass. Yeah, obviously, I don't think that car's handling very well tonight. Might be a little loose in the tail end.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are having the same struggles he is.
Must be a generational thing. Man, green flag racing still continuing here, man. That's pretty good. Overall, I could say drivers doing an awesome job of actually keeping the cars collected, because this is not an easy track to drive. I mean, I saw complete pandemonium during practice, but I guess that's what we practice for.
Yep.
But it's
practice is for throwing yourself over the limit, so you know how far to stay away from it.
Yep, it definitely tells you where the limits are. That's a good point. Do you like, I mean, I guess in this kind of sport, you would have to kind of be pushed outside your comfort zone just every once in a while. So 45's coming down pit road. What do you do, Paul? Taking tires. Definitely having handling woes. I'm not sure where they actually came from. But Sebastian Manchin, and he has also kind of stumbled a little bit. He just got passed by Jeff Engler for what will be 8th place.
I saw Cissna get sideways there off of turn 2.
And Sebastian was actually the 74 Schroeder. He's down on pit road. Not surprised about that at all. I mean, it's like he was in a heavyweight battle out there. Every time he turned around, he's getting punched in the face. Had to come down and get some more tires and regroup. $25 of Engler, he's down on pit road. So I'm going to say now officially that second wave of green flag pit stops is underway. I have a feeling a lot of drivers are going to try to stick out as long as they can, because that is going to make that last run, a lot shorter. Guys at least want to probably cut that in half is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the pit strategy, it's going to be big. It's going to, when to pit is going to really decide this race. Do you want to pit early, but open yourself up to having worse off tires towards the end of the race? Do you want to stay out a little bit and have fresher tires, but have more ground to make up? You're basically trying to find that perfect combination of when to come in and just absolutely praying that you time it right. And it's so hard, you're basically just, it feels like you're playing darts, or as I think they call it in outside the US, snooker. Oh boy! Oh, hello, Cissna. So yeah, you're basically just throwing darts at a dartboard and hoping you stick. And each lap is a different section of the board. And if you miss it, you're gonna be kicking yourself. But the margin for error on this board is so small. Sometimes it's just hard to anticipate. So it really just goes down to luck and hoping it works out.
Andy, the 24 and the 5, both down pit road. The 83, Matty Raymond, he comes down. I think this comes down to Ruben Phelps understood that you were the only thing standing between him and a possibility of winning this race, and he decided that he was not going to let you be in the factor. That's my assessment of what went down.
See Matty Raymond bringing it down on the pit road.
Yeah, 83 is going to be done getting his last stop. And then there were 3 before. Man, Shandon is not yet pitted. Nope. There's a 40. He's coming down. A lot of 40s being shown multiple laps down, so his pit stop would not really be a factor on the leaders. Watching intently, though, to see 1 to 6. The 39 and the 6. I'm watching intently as the 6 slowly comes up on the 39. We know what happened last time. Well, 39 comes down pit road. All right, so those strategies are starting to slowly reveal themselves. Just one car hadn't pitted yet, and that's going to be the leader. 6, Ruben Phelps. Yep. The 6 of Matty Cisna. Sorry. So we cycled through the stops. Everything seemed to have checked out okay. Everybody made it through green flag, pit stop, both rounds, and no cautions, which is pretty dang unusual for a track like Rockingham.
No kidding.
Next week, though, I think we go to Lanier. That's going to be one that's going to be a lot different than Rockingham. You know, talk about a short track.
Super short track, one of the smallest on the service. So yeah,
I'm
it's
excited.
absolutely. I really like that place too, so I'm also looking forward to it.
Yep, gonna go from stretching them out to like bunching them all up, baby.
Oh yeah.
And they're out there in August. Yeah, tempers are gonna be flaring. It's just gonna be nice. Be a little Saturday night short track racing. I ain't never heard nobody.
Amen. Well, never heard anybody except for quite a few race cars.
Yeah. Yep. We might have torn up a couple cars here and there, but we haven't torn up any tonight, which is really disappointing. I don't know. I was expecting something. Isn't that weird?
Rex do spice things up for us broadcasters, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an analyst, and my analytical brain pointed to at least one caution here tonight, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, where did we miss it? Somewhere in the data? I mean, is there a driver that's not here tonight? Maybe that's causing it. You know, that's where I'm at. I had to try to break this down all the way to try to figure out what the problem was. No, too much. Matty Cisna right now battling the 24 Kenny Powell. This battle's gonna be for position. Cisna all the way down underneath that yellow line. That makes cars do weird things. So with that, he's gonna have to regroup, try to drive in again. Coming in hard, you can see he's trying to just keep that thing in the balance. Powell just holding this line, doing what he's doing. Cisna now, here he comes on his second charge. Still trying to get there to the inside. Powell holding the line high. Cisna goes down low, staying low, kept it. Still not quite enough off the drive off to get the pass complete. This one's going to take a couple of laps right now. To the inside, Cisna pushes it just a little bit too hard, too tight. Kind of stepped away. Now he's definitely going to have to regroup. He lost a lot of momentum on that one. Just there on the inside, just a little bit too much of a pull. But he didn't go far. He is right back, and he definitely has the line. He's got the line to beat. As long as he can line Powell up, so where he can actually work his magic at the right time. It's all about angles. And plus, and they both cannot be at the same place at the same time.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised it's taken Cessna this long to pull off the move. Cessna has the fresher tires of everyone on track, so figured he would have been able to make quick work, Kenny, with that tire advantage.
Well, I tell you what, he's not going to have the tire advantage much longer because those two have been solidly battling for at least 5 laps, and it's still not over. Powell definitely holding his own against the 6 car, and guess what? Once the 6 car gets by the 24, if he does that anytime soon, his only reward is to go battle the 5. But first, he has to catch him. But Powell definitely taking that tire advantage, and he is really he's squashing it there. And the 6 is squandering it on one position. Looks like Powell's going to, comes back for the crossover. He's not done just yet. Now we're going to try this whole thing in reverse. Powell's going to try his hand at the bottom line and see if he can actually get up. Now these two are almost making contact, and I think Powell's now going to let the 6 ride off. But man, what an exciting little couple laps we had there with that one.
Absolutely. Now he's going to set his sights on that 5 car.
Yeah, he's going to have to catch the 5, though. And I'm sitting here, I'm watching the times. And, I'm going to give him just a little bit of time to actually get a good lap, where he's not in contention. So we can see what the 6 is doing. And that'll let us know where him and the 5 sit. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. That's some 4/10 of a difference between. And what's weird is Wachinski at a 24.622, Powell 24.389, and a Cessna 24.231. So both of those guys slightly faster than Wachinski. James Watson with the fastest lap of his fastest lap, that lap of the race. And Watson has definitely turned some pretty good lap times. Don't know if he has enough time with just 23 short laps to go. But he has got to make each minute count. The only thing that's going to kind of change the momentum of this race right now is going to be a caution. And who knows, man? Weird things happen at weird times. I'm not talking it into existence. I've known of commentators that have said things like that, and it has happened. So there it is. Laps to go. Watson, another blistering lap. 24.288 on the last one. Definitely got his mind all about his business right now. Watson some 17 seconds behind the leader. Not enough time to make that deficit up.
Unfortunately not.
Paul Olsen dives low again. Paul's losing a ton of momentum every time he drives low like that. Yeah, this time, though, I think he might be parking it. I don't know. But he is down pit road. 18 laps to go. And just like that, the 6 gets by the 5. Matty was a lot faster than Wachinski that time. He definitely just rolled up on a mission. Actually, that was a lot easier pass than the last one. Which leads me to believe that, and he's into the wall. Wachinski hard into the wall right there. Definitely probably going to affect something on that 5 car. We'll see. But I was going to say he was going to have his hands full once the 24 caught up to the 5. But, yeah, I don't think it's even going to be much of a contest as Olsen does come back out onto the surface. Watching the distance between the 83 and the 39. That's 4 seconds. Yep, Kenny Powell's catching Greg Wachinski. These two getting ready to at least swap spots, if nothing else. There might not be an epic battle, but they will at least swap positions.
Yeah, Greg's going to try to hold him off on the outside.
What?
Obviously, they're a lot.
Wachinski into the wall again.
They're a lot closer in tire life, so might be a similar battle to what we saw with
Not lap times.
Yeah.
They might be similar in tire life, but they're not similar in lap times.
Let's see, Wachinski holds him off on the outside again.
Yeah, Wachinski's definitely making Powell work for it here with 12 laps to go. I think at the end of the night, he just doesn't want to be beat by the 24. I mean, I think that's where he's at because he says, I can lose to the 6, but I'm not losing to the 24.
Especially since this is for the last spot in the top 5. Top 5 sounds a lot better than the top 10.
Yeah, there's a lot more riding on this than the normal person would think. Side by side, these two still going at it. You might get your caution here. Still, Wachinski pulls back up, comes down. They're still going at it. Wachinski gonna go wide there. Now he's gonna try to come back down. If he's got anything left, he'll dive down into this corner. We'll see. With 10 laps to go, what's it gonna be? Greg diving to the inside, trying to make the 5 stick. Is he gonna get a nose in? Close the distance just a little bit. But I think that gap's gonna stay about the same, and now it's gonna get a little bigger.
Yeah, I think Kenny is going to start driving off here.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that you could tell that Wachinski did not want to happen. He did not want to be bested by Powell. Man, but up front, what a story it is for the 06. Might not be a super sweet celebration for him, but he's going to be tucked right in here behind the 5. No need to try to pass. You think maybe you will? Good luck to him if he does. Oh, he's definitely going to try to get around the 5. Here's the leader. Down on the inside of the 5 of Wachinski. Trying to put the 5 a lap down. Wachinski seeing that. Now he just found a little bit more powder in that round. But Powell now, he's going to be doing the same, trying to keep the 6 back. Oh, they made contact. And now Wachinski's going to come back. Powell's going to come back down on the inside of the leader. 6 laps to go. These guys have both unlapped themselves. And they're not giving up. As Kenny Powell found new life right there. He got saved, literally. And now Wachinski, he's back trying to fight. It's like they're fighting for the proverbial lives down here, James.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like,
yeah,
these two guys.
If we do get that caution, that's going to be huge because if you get to stay on the lead lap, you still have a chance. But if you go a lap down, even if you get a wave around, you're going to be restarting behind everyone, including the lap cars. So, your race might as well be over in that point at a green-white checkered.
Yeah, with 5 laps to go, Kenny is going to fight. Wachinski the second time, not much of a fight, but now Kenny, here comes the leader, trying to seal the deal. The 24 car is going to stay high. Not going to get the same drive off that he did last time. This pass might be all but over. Just like that, Powell also goes a lap down. But he beat Greg. 4 laps to go. Our leader has no obstacles. Right now, he just has clear track ahead of him. We have one battle right now. Huh? We don't have a battle. 2 laps to go. Leader really, I mean, he's kind of putting himself in its own. He did it. I mean, tonight, barring there being a late race caution, we're still watching. I'm watching intently every corner I can, seeing if anything happens, because you'll be the first to know about it. If it does, well, I'll be the first to know about it second. 1 lap to go. That means the next flag is going to end it. Ruben Phelps looks like he's going to get it done here tonight. And not just getting it done, but he lapped the majority of the field with just 4 cars actually finishing this thing on the lead lap. And there he is. Tonight's winner. We're going to roll on with Ruben here. Follow him all the way back around. Let him do his burnout. But definitely, Ruben gets it done. Drifting around the corner. A lot of guys were doing tonight regardless. Oh, and into the wall. Oh, man, I deduct points for wall wrecks. I don't know, James, what are you thinking? Is that it? I think he's going to do a proper burnout.
Yep, there it is.
Phelps back in the winner's circle. All right. This burnout almost complete. To the winner's circle he goes. Dang good race, man, and he really deserves it. Great shot right there for the leader and the winner. Let's run through the roster real quick one more time. Ruben Phelps, tonight's winner, with second place being Matty Raymond. Third place, James Watson. Fourth place, Matty Cisna. Fifth place, Kenny Powell. Sixth place, Greg Wachinski. Seventh place, Scott Schroeder. Jeff Engler in eighth. Ninth place, Sebastian Manchinen and Paul Olsen in 10th. With that done, let's step away, get a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back with our post-race show.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. These are not included in some locations.
How you doing there? And we are back. And I'm going to be joining the booth by another now third place finisher. And that's going to be James Watson. James, You know who I am. I've been sitting here talking to you all night, but man, third place overall, that's pretty good. You had a great shot at winning this thing. Just wasn't meant to be, but I'm going to tell you, your car was a rocket ship. Your setup was tight. But talk to us and tell us in your own words now that you've had some time to kind of compose yourself. What actually took place there between you and Ruben Phelps?
Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to really figure out in the car, you know. So guess it's just one of those things.
Yeah, man, you did have a good shot at winning this thing. Probably going to hurt you in the points overall, but I mean, what can you do, right?
Yeah, I missing the first race. You know, it's is already, you know, not a whole lot of hope. So I guess all there is to do is just, you know, try to get wins, and yeah.
Yeah, man, totally. Sometimes, you know, the ball just doesn't end in you. You know, I don't know whatever they say in those situations, but it wasn't your night.
Yeah, not a whole lot you can do times like this. You know, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be, and you know, just move past it and move on to the next one, I guess.
That's a true story, man. Well, who are you shouting out here for your third place finish overall tonight?
Yeah, we gotta thank everyone at Team Watson Racing Setups. Use code WATSPIN39 for 10% off at checkout. National Racing Network, ZS Designs and Dizzy V Designs for putting together my paints, Icon Sim Racing apparel, Boomer Butt boxes, the Sim Gaming Expo. If you're around the Chicago area in the first weekend of September, come check it out and get up close and personal with some of the best in the business in all forms of simulated gaming, sim racing, flight sims, anything you can think of, you'll find at the Sim Gaming Expo. And Binks Designs and everyone here at the broadcast.
All right, that was James Watson, your third place finisher. Back to you, James.
Yeah, here with Maddie Raymond, our second place finisher. How you doing, Maddie?
I'm good, man. How yourself?
That's all right. Bit of a up and down day from you, but mostly up. We saw wasn't the qualifying effort I know any of us expected, but it really didn't stop you there on that run through the field.
Well, I wasn't too confident going in. I was finding this car a bit of a handful when I was doing laps, so I didn't qualify, so it was a pretty poor effort there. And thought I'd just hang around the back for a bit, see what happens. And yeah, got to the I knew it was going to be a two-stopper, so I thought I'd try and come in early and see if that gains anything. And that first pit stop, I gained a heat on everyone pretty well, so I was like, all right, I might undercut it a little bit more on the last stint, and everyone else sort of pitted around the same time anyway, and yeah, held on for a second place, so pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it's a fantastic run. It's always tough to figure out strategy here and trying to figure out when to pit. Do you have a strategy in mind, or are you really just kind of waiting and seeing what's going on around you?
Depends on what track we're racing at, but today was sort of just feel it out, see how the race plays out. I figured it was going to go green. Well, I was hoping that sort of thing. Still had a set of tyres in the bank in case it didn't, but yeah, no, I just thought because I'm not usually one to do undercuts, so I thought I'll just try it this time, because the car felt to me, I don't know about you, but it sort of plateaued, like you'd get a bit of wear into it and then it would sort of just sit, like you wouldn't lose too much more over the long sort of run. So I figured I'd try and get in early and get that bit of time on you all, and it paid off pretty good, so yeah, real happy with that.
Yeah, and obviously you mentioned trying to get a handle of the car. It was a lot looser than this car tends to be. What's the learning curve trying to figure it out and trying to make sure you don't overstep that boundary?
Probably the quickest way is by overstepping the boundary It's to learn where it is in like practices and stuff. But I don't know, I'm a bit the opposite way. I'd sort of take my time and slowly work up to it, and yeah, just sort of feel out the car and go from there, sort of thing. But I don't know, I think I'm a bit cautious than most guys out there when it comes to that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm never sort of setting the world on fire with my times, but I feel consistency is always the best sort of approach.
Alrighty, Maddie. Well, that was a fantastic performance tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shoutouts you'd like to give?
Yeah, of course, man. TWRS, of course, they've been helping us out a great bunch, giving us some bullet sets. Lockie cleaned up again Friday night really well. So, and yeah, Rube's had some pace as well. Who else we got? Scotch Race Fuels, Cut 6 Sticker Co, Ray or down at Moondog, and then we got a couple of charities we support with TS Tourette's syndrome and Alopecia Australia. Oh, and of course you guys, Inside Lane and all the sponsors that help out the league. I always forget Doogie, so thanks Doogie. And Everything Simulated, even Quasi Esports, old Mad Dog, haven't seen him for a little while. But yeah, everyone that helps out, Kobe for putting on the events, and you guys for being in the broadcast booth, kicking in. So yeah, it's awesome, thank you.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Maddie, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yeah, a bit of luck might be there.
All right, that was Matty Raymond with James Watson. Now it's Big Al, and I'm joined in the booth by Ruben Phelps. Ruben Phelps, Big Al up in the booth. You got me.
Howdy, Big Al.
Hey, how's it going today, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, there was quite fun and entertaining race.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, some parts were more exciting than others, just to be completely honest. But let's get right down to it, man. You came out here, you pulled that thing off the dang track, and you knew you was going to try to make it roll, right?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. But I'll be honest, I wasn't overly happy with how the car was driving, to be honest. But I got to the last stint of the race, and I finally started to figure out getting that right rear to work a bit better. But because I think James definitely had the first run there. He was definitely on par, if not a lot better than most of us. So then we started battling, we had to make a couple contacts, and then sort of screwed it over. He spun off too, and that was it. So it's hard to get, 16 seconds back.
Yeah, so about that, I mean, the guy's name's on your car. You don't give a break to that guy. I mean, you guys were racing pretty hard. I mean,
pretty much. I just was like, well, I've been sitting at the front, and I thought I would have a race of it. And then he doored me on one of the parts, and I just sort of sat there, and I sort of dragged the brake and hold it there, and just sort of let him lean on me. And then, but for whatever reason, it seemed like he just couldn't quite get the drive off too specifically, even though I was sort of struggling with the right front tire. And then, of course, just me being a pain, I just stayed there, and then obviously the spin happened, which is unfortunate, of course, because it was quite fun at that point, even though it was frustrating, I'm sure, on his face. But I enjoy that.
Yeah, racing's racing, man. It's one of those things. Well, this week's a lot different than next week. Next week we're going to be bunched up as we're headed to Lanier Speedway. I mean, what are you thinking there? I mean, different track, same mentality. I mean, what are we looking at there on a shorter, tighter track?
I mean, of course, I do definitely sort of like these sorts of racetracks, but as of Linear, I'm pretty sure I have run it once before. Haven't really had too many laps, but at the moment with the series, it's just more of a, if I can be if I'm in the mood at the moment, because I've missed a couple of races because of work commitments, and that would have now been freed up for, so I can finally return. But at the moment, it's just pick and choose which race. But linear, I'll enjoy it and see. Hopefully, I can make it next week.
Well, we hope to see you also, boss. Thank you again for putting on the show. Who you shouting out for your overall dominant performance here tonight, leading 139 out of 150 laps?
Of course, Kobe Jordan to put in the leagues on. It's always fun having somewhere to go that's, we can race every week, and, there's been leagues that come and go, and, it's always nice to have someone to put all this effort in and whatnot and still have somewhere to go. Of course, you guys put in the broadcast. Of course, TWRS, awesome setups they provide for most NASCAR series and other ones out there. But, of course, SRM Australia, Matty Ray, and the teammates here. I think Lockie won. Of course, Lockie won the race, even though I led another 100 odd laps and lost it at the end. But it's been a couple of those races lately. But of course, Scotch's Race Fuels, Cuts at Sticker Co, Moondog, and our two charities of Tier Streets Australia and Australia Alopecia.
All right, Ruben. Thank you again, boss. And as I always say, don't party too hard, and we'll see you next week.
Don't party as much as I would like.
All right, then party harder.
Okay, all right.
That's in order. All right, that was Ruben Phelps, the overall winner of this thing here tonight. Man, it was kind of crazy, kind of lazy, kind of hazy, but it wasn't hazy. I'm your host, Big Aldo. James, what's your takeaway, boss?
Yeah, it was a great race. This was a classic Rockingham race. A lot of tire saving, a lot of just trying to take it easy, conserve, keep your machine under you with some good, hard, and interesting battles. So, to me, this was the best of both worlds when it comes to short track racing. So I can't wait for next week where, let's be real, it's not going to be anywhere close to clean next week. So enjoy the green flag racing while we can. Linear was not built on long run races.
No, it definitely was not, man. If you like what you see, please give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. Next week, like we said, August 3rd, Lanier Speedway. This is Big Al. I want to thank all of our sponsors for what you do. I want to thank Doogie. I want to thank Scotcher Race Fuse 131, ARCA Sparks. I know I'm missing one. Everything Simulated. And if I missed any, I'm sorry about that. Thank you, Kobe, for putting everything together. God bless everybody. Have a good week.